following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Hi, Sylvia. How are you?
Fine. I heard you were on the lot.
Yeah, I came over to talk to your cameraman, Billy Kronjager. Where is he, over there?
Yeah, straight to Trent.
Okay.
Now, don't steal our talent.
Well, I hear he's the best.
He is. Why don't you talk to Bracken about making your production deal here?
I kind of leave that to my production manager.
Oh. Say, how's your shiny new baby?
Heather? She's just great.
No, I meant your Oscar.
Oh, he's fine. Fine. Over there, huh?
Yeah.
Tell him we'll call him, okay?
I will.
Bye.
Bye. Morning, Gil.
Morning. All right, Gil, we're ready. Where's Paulette?
How's it going, love?
Fine. Hold your horses. They'll
Come
be
on.
ready in a
Hi,
minute.
Sil.
Here, here it is.
Go. And that's your copy. There it is. Today's schedule. Adjusted, revised, and final. I cannot cut it down anymore. I can't afford to lose any of these scenes and still have the same movie I started out to make.
Oh, you're the director.
And you, my friend, are the front office. Now, how do we get hung up on a stop date anyway?
Well, it was either that or no Gil Ryder. Look, Kevin, I discussed this with you before the front office agreed.
I know. At the time, I didn't see how we could miss. Now, to finish his scenes by 6 o'clock? How rough is the penalty if I don't finish him?
$25,000 a day. I'm meeting with his agent in a few minutes to see if I can renegotiate.
Well, I've gone over the schedule with a magnifying glass. If everything goes perfectly, and I do mean perfectly, I can have Mr. Ryder in the car at 6 p.m. tonight on his way to the airport and Rome. His whole company is ready to knock itself out.
What about Gil? He looks a little uptight.
Who? Gil Ryder? Good old affable, cooperative Gil Ryder uptight? No, don't believe it.
I'll be around a lot today, Kevin. And not to give you any added pressure. Just to be of any help I can, okay?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
It's 8 o'clock, Bobby. How close are we?
We're ready for rehearsal. Get the first team.
Morning. These are kind of urgent, but after your talk.
Yes, all right. Nothing is as urgent as my talk with Mr. Burns.
Except this.
Now, don't get in my way. Anybody. End of audition.
End of what?
Audition. These are blanks. And I read that Mr. Bracken was going to be out of town today. And now, Miss Caldwell, all about me. The name is Greg Castle. And when they dedicate the tomb of the unknown actor on Hollywood and Vine, my name is not going to be among the forgotten thousand that it commemorates. No, lady. I'm going to be a star.
Of course.
Overnight.
Isn't everybody?
In my first movie, Century Pictures production of The Cool Assassin.
Oh, for which you just played a scene. You were superb.
Oh, I know.
Except the studio's not making The Cool Assassin.
I read it in the trade papers.
Oh, we dropped the option on that property over a month ago. And you're leaving now.
Hey, lady!
Quiet, and with no further disturbance.
Lady, you're throwing away a star!
Well, I allow myself one such cosmic mistake a day.
Hey, no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Don't you want my agent's phone number?
I don't know whether it's a sick town or a sick world.
A little bit of both.
Well, good morning, Miss Caldwell.
Good morning, Mr. Burns.
And what is on your mind this morning, Miss Caldwell?
Yes. About the penalty clause for your client, Gil Ryder. If we don't finish with him by 6 o'clock tonight...
You shall have to pay him $25,000 for each day you hold him over. That's the contract. You all knew that he had a picture in Rome. I don't know what there is to discuss.
Well, look, we're hoping that Kevin will be able to finish him. But if he doesn't...
Well, if he doesn't, then he doesn't. I mean, after all, he could lose that Italian movie.
I'm suggesting an adjustment to $12,500.
You're dreaming.
No, but you'd be gambling.
How and on what?
Well, you'd be getting better odds than you do at the tables. I understand you enjoy that, Mr. Burns.
How would I be gambling, Miss Caldwell?
You'd be gambling on the studio being in real trouble and maybe needing Gil several extra days.
It could happen.
You know, your client isn't in a very cooperative mood.
My client is a perfectionist, and you know it, Miss Caldwell. You can't call that uncooperative.
I suggest we pay him $12,500 for the first day over and $45,000 for the second day over, which is a total of $57,500, which is $7,500 more than the deal calls for now.
In other words, the studio will be gambling that the picture will finish today or tomorrow, and we'll be gambling that it won't. I don't know. You cut the first day's penalty payment in half, when maybe all you'll need is one additional day to finish the picture. I mean, from $25,000 to $12,500.
15 then.
20.
17.
17,500.
Agreed.
And you said the second day was 50,000?
45.
Oh, my mistake.
Yes.
And the third day, 40,000.
27 and a half.
You can have him for 35.
$30,000 for the third day and every subsequent day.
Let's gamble together, Miss Caldwell. You've got yourself a deal.
Thank you, Mr. Burns. The revised clauses will be in your office in 1 hour for your signature.
Fine. Morning, Laura.
Hello, Norton.
Hello, Laura. Take a seat.
Thanks.
Would you send these to legal right away, Millie? Well, no reaction yet, Laura. I'm sure if Mr. Bracken read the book on the plane, I'll hear today sometime what he thinks of it.
Well, meanwhile, back at the studio, I'd like you to look at this as soon as possible. It's a 16-millimeter film I shot in class of Tom Hudson and Rachel Holt. It's just an improvised scene, but they're beautiful.
Oh, fine. Millie, would you set up Mr. Bracken's projection room for me, please? I'll see it before I go back to set, okay?
Don't you want to know what they improvised on?
Oh, it's one of our properties?
No. I used the scene right from the book.
Well, that's what I call looking ahead. You're too much. You dig up a forgotten 1920s novel called No Time Now, which would make a very good movie nowadays. And now if the studio buys it, you have a screen test already. What are you, Laura Dean Productions Incorporated? Oh, the things you'll do to get breaks for your students.
Well, I'll check with you later on your reaction.
Okay.
right, it's going very nicely. Let's put it on film, huh? Bobby?
Quiet, this is a take. Roll it, please. Scene 221, take one. Speed. All right, quiet down, everybody. Shh, shh, shh. Playback.
I remember the country road. The girl was with me. I can't remember her name. Jane? No. Jean? No. Well, it doesn't matter. She was beautiful, though. That I remember. I drove fast for a long time, deliberately not speaking, until I had decided how to play it. I thought the most effective thing would be the role of the middle-aged knight in pursuit of the Holy Grail. Very romantic. Complete nonsense, but very romantic.
You know, I moved at a crawl for most of my adult life. Now I'm fascinated with speed, the whole sensation of speed. I like to drive fast, I like to walk fast, meet girls fast. And the best thing about it, the whole thing is natural. Whatever happened to me the past couple of months, whatever it is, it came from inside. You know, from a long, delayed reaction from being a nice guy. Do you know what being a nice guy really is?
The right schools, the right job, the right marriage.
That's it. Yes, sir, that's it. I already hit the 40 mark before I realized I didn't necessarily want to live where I lived, or with whom I lived. Oh, I've had a time bomb clicking inside of me for a long time. A time bomb that finally exploded a little while ago.
Where are we going?
Hmm?
Where are we going?
Oh, I don't know.
You're putting me on.
No, honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know, and I love it.
All right, cut it. Let's go again. Right away.
What's the matter?
I didn't like it.
Well, I thought it worked. Well, I want you to do it again. I didn't think you were driving the car.
I think we could do
Now, hold it, will you? Just hold it. Look, you had your eyes on a process screen, right?
That's true, but I saw everything.
Look, I don't care about your toys, Kevin. I like the way that scene played.
And I want you to do it again, Gil. And drive the car for me, please. Drive it. All right, Bob. Quiet, this is a take. Roll the plate. Roll it, please.
Hold it, will you? Hold it!
Scene 221.
Wait a minute!
Two, speed.
Let's get organized here. Watch the actors for a change, too.
You ready, Mr. Ryder?
Yes, I'm ready, Mr. Grant.
Concentrate, please.
I remember the country road. The girl was with me. I can't remember her name. Jane? No. Jean? No. Well, it doesn't matter. She was beautiful, though. That I remember. I drove fast for a long time, deliberately not speaking, until I had decided how to play it.
Cut it. What's wrong now?
I guess we got a break in the process, please.
All right, get another print right away, please.
Hit the house lights, boys.
Let's print the first take and forget about this one.
The first take wasn't good enough.
Oh, now we're suddenly worried about quality, aren't we?
I'll call you when rear projection is ready.
Kevin. Look, Kevin. I only agreed to do this picture on account of you.
And I asked Bracken to sign you, so here we are, man. A mutual admiration society.
You're supposed to be a contemporary filmmaker.
Look, I don't like rear projection any more than you do, Gil.
Really? I think you took the easy way out. How do you like that?
All right, man. You've been in this business for a few years. You tell me how I'm supposed to handle all the work we've got to do today.
I would have been out on location really driving that car. I'd have had a mic on a girl and me and a camera mounted on the hood of the car, and it would have been real and it would have been honest.
Come on, Gil. I wanted to do it that way, and you know it. But I fell behind on my schedule, didn't I? Because the two of us sat down and decided that good wasn't good enough. We wanted to go for more, and more takes time. But we came up with something that was better than good, huh?
Because you know I wouldn't settle for anything less.
Neither will I.
Except today.
To finish your scenes.
Oh,
come on, Gil. Look, we both are after the same thing, the best of all possible pictures. In order to finish you by 6 o'clock
Now,
tonight,
look,
I have to
you
use
have to
rear
finish me by
projection. I know. It's a dated technique, maybe, but it is still the basis of some of the finest movies ever made. Look, Gil, let's take all of this friction and put it back into the job where it belongs, huh? Now, that's what I was really missing in the first scene. There wasn't enough excitement.
No, you see, I intend to play against the irony of the voice coming over.
Fine. I don't care how you play it. I just want it with energy. And I know, man, you can do it better. Hey.
I'll try. Miss Caldwell. Hold on a minute.
For me?
No, Kevin. And I sure don't want to interrupt him now. It's Mrs. Grant, and she won't leave a message.
I'll talk to her. Marjorie, it's Sylvia.
Hello, Sylvia.
I just walked on the set. But from here, it looks as though Kevin is in the middle of a setup. Is there something I can do?
Well, yes, when you get the chance, could you tell him... Oh, this is really going to sound ridiculous, but... Well, when you get the chance, will you tell him that I hurt myself in accident?
What happened?
Oh, I'm all right now.
Well, what happened, Marjorie?
Look, I just want Kevin to get the straight story from me. News travels so fast in this town.
Please, what is it?
I cut my wrist.
Kevin, can I talk to you for a minute, please?
Yeah, excuse me, fellas.
She assured me she's all right. She just wanted you to know it was an accident.
I'm gonna have to go home, Sil.
Kevin, you can't.
Oh, to hell with this schedule and with this start date. What?
Please listen to me. She didn't want you to get upset.
Sylvia, you don't understand.
Oh, yes, I do. I talked to her. Now, please give me the credit for being able to judge a woman's state of mind.
I'm gonna have to talk to her on the phone anyway. Excuse me.
The face of panic.
Not panic, just concern. They're personal problems, nothing to do with the picture.
Fine, that's all I need. If he's not going to be able to concentrate on my scenes today...
Kevin is a professional. He won't lose his concentration. The only thing that might hurt him today is your attitude.
Don't be so protective, Sylvia. He's obviously got a million things on his mind. I just hope one of them is this picture.
Yeah. Thank you, Doctor. Yes, it is a load off my mind. You bet, I will. Thank you. Hi, this is Kevin Grant on 12. I want an outside line, please.
Hello, Lord.
Whew, you could cut the tension on this set with a knife.
With process and a stop date, it all adds up.
How's my student doing?
Paulette? Fine.
Good. Well, did you get a chance to see that film on Tom and Rachel?
Ah, yes, I did. You weren't exaggerating. They were marvelous. I'll send a memo to Mr. Bracken and recommend that if he buys the book, that they should be considered for the parts.
Oh, that memo could be historic. Could I have a copy? I'd like to frame it for the talent school wall.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. All right, I'll see you in a little while. Bye-bye. Sil?
Excuse me.
She's all right. A little shaken up, but she is all right. It was a wild accident. She was cleaning out some empties behind the bar, not drinking. One of them broke. Cut her on the wrist. I didn't want her to spend the rest of the day alone, so I invited her to come here.
To the set?
Yeah.
Fine.
I know I don't usually like to have her around when I'm working, but it'll calm her down, and it won't really bother me that much. Short of going home and losing any chance I've got to finish with Ryder by 6 o'clock, I had to ask her to come here. It's the only thing I could do.
I understand.
Bobby, how are we doing on the second plate?
Ready to go.
Excuse me.
Miss Caldwell's office. Yes, will you hold, please? Mr. Bracken.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Bracken. No, nothing drastic to report yet. Your suggestion worked beautifully. Gil Ryder's agent agreed to the penalty adjustment. Yes. You did? Oh, good. I'll get on it right away. All right, bye. Well, he read No Time Now and loved it. He wants to buy it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Well, Laura found this book. A woman. Oh, in this business, it's just great to see a woman taken seriously.
Don't announce the feminine revolution yet, Millie. This studio is still a man's world.
I know. And that's why I like to see a woman do something on this side of the camera. Aside from basting a hem or brushing the leading lady's hair.
Say, do you know Kevin could cut 4 scenes from the schedule today? 4 scenes. That would save us hours.
Do you want me to call the set?
Why?
Well, so you can tell Mr. Grant.
I think it would be better if we let the idea occur to him.
What if it doesn't?
Oh, it will. Go on, find out what agent handles No Time Now.
Well, can I tell Laura that Mr. Bracken okayed buying the book?
Not until we've made a deal. And now, lunch. Sylvia Caldwell. I'll be right there. And now, no lunch.
You want to have?
Oh, thanks, yes.
I thought you were going to say no. No, I've seen days like this before. One little thing breaks the rhythm, and then another, and then pretty soon everything is uphill. No, I don't think I'm going to finish Gil by 6.
Well, then when you've finished your lunch, why don't you put in a call to Bracken and simply tell him?
Pickle?
Love it. Thanks.
Well, I don't like calling Bracken and telling him I think I might not finish. All that qualification.
I'll call him then.
Oh, just a minute.
Why not? You're obviously very negative about finishing, so why put off telling him?
Come on, lady, come on.
Quote, I cannot cut down any more. It is impossible to lose any more scenes, unquote. That was you.
That was this morning.
What about now?
Well, Irving Thalberg once said, there has never been a movie made which could not benefit from cutting.
Direct our next epic, will you? The 9 Commandments.
Very funny.
Unlike this situation, Mr. Bracken will want to know what scenes you're going to shoot tomorrow, you know.
None. I'm going to finish tonight at 6. Tell Bracken that. A few scenes out, that's all I need.
Kevin, this is like the sequence in the script. You know, where the character argues with himself?
Yeah. Yeah, it is, isn't it? You're absolutely right. And that's exactly the sequence we don't need. 3 1/4 minutes of screen time, which are actually unnecessary. Oh, now I'm serious. Here, look. Gil makes his decision on film in scene 239. So I have 3 1/4 minutes of him rapping to himself about it beforehand. That doesn't make sense. No, they're out. Where's my pencil? Those scenes are out. And don't worry about Ryder.
Oh, I'm sure you can handle him.
I can. The scenes are gone.
It's an excellent idea, Kevin. Excellent.
Yeah, you're right. It is, isn't it? You know, I have this strange feeling that you've had this same idea before.
Well, the thought hadn't crossed my mind.
You are a love.
Excuse me, it's 5 off, Kevin.
Oh, Bobby, I'll be with you in a second. Look, all I ask is keep outsiders outside.
No visitors. Except Marjorie.
Right. And thank you. Major cuts, Bobby. I think we solved the problem.
Hello, Marjorie.
Hello, Sylvia. Won't you come in?
Thanks. I won't take up much of your time. You were on your way out?
To the studio.
How's your wrist?
It's all right. I guess I made too much out of it.
I don't know how to say this, except to come right out and say it. Please don't come to the studio today, Marjorie.
Wow, you have one hell of a nerve.
I know, but Kevin has such a terrible load, and...
It was Kevin, my husband, who asked me to come.
Look, Marjorie, Kevin doesn't know that I'm here.
But I do, and I resent it.
And you have every right to. Just as I have a right to protect the studio's interests.
What do you think I'm going to do once I get on the set? Plant a bomb? Oh, I know all about the stop date and the drama with Gil Ryder.
Then let Kevin finish the picture.
He'll finish it.
At the moment, that's a gamble. For Kevin and for the studio.
The studio. The whole studio and nothing but the studio. So help me, you are all alike. You never even consider anything else. Not one of you has a life away from it.
This is a critical day. Please don't come today. Just today.
Yeah. Kevin. Yeah. Now, how did I know that? Excuse me.
Gil, the lab just called.
My antenna are out today. I can pick up on anything. Right now, I know that you have a very big problem.
Yes, I do. The lab just called. We have a negative scratch.
No.
On a scene that we shot this morning, I want to
Forget it.
shoot it again. From the top, scene 221.
Negative scratches are in. Also flares on film and all that sort of thing.
I want to reshoot the scene, Gil.
Hmm? With whom? Oh, don't worry about Barbara. All she ever says is good night and good morning.
You really don't want to finish by 6, do you?
My friend, I'm sacked out here right now thinking about Rome. Oh, yes, I want to finish by 6. Yes, indeed, I do.
And show me. Get up.
Now, what are you going to do? Drag me on the set? Hmm?
Look, we have another print of the original process plate. The film should be ready just about now. Use all that. That attitude, man. Use it in the scene. Carl, get Mr. Ryder into the correct wardrobe for 221, please, right away. We have to do a retake.
Kevin, I just found out you're cutting my one big scene.
Oh, Paulette, I'm cutting 4 scenes because I've got to... Look, Paulette, yes, I am cutting 4 scenes. One of them is yours, true.
But you told me yourself it was important.
It was important. It's not important now. Not when it's compared to other scenes and other problems. All right, guys, let's line up for 221 again. Same shot we did this morning.
Paulette. Your best scene was one of those cut, wasn't it? I know it hurts, but try not to feel put down.
I know. It's all experience.
It is. You have to look at it this way. Century Pictures is going to ask you to do walk-ons. A line or two in this, a page in that. You'll lose a part, get a part. But in the meantime, you're under contract here and you get a weekly check. And far more important than that, the training you get here at the talent school, you couldn't get anywhere else.
But that doesn't keep it from being frustrating.
You want it all right now, don't you, overnight? Well, I wish it worked that way, but...
I've seen the way the studio operates.
Oh?
The people who make the most noise wind up with the best parts.
That's not true.
Miss Caldwell, I sit back and I do what I'm supposed to do. And look what happens. Do you know what Rachel Holt would have done if Kevin Grant had cut her one big scene? She would have made an issue, a great big issue, taking it all the way to the top, to Mr. Bracken if she had to.
And Mr. Bracken would have said, Rachel, get back to the set. Please help us, Paulette. We need your help. Tomorrow you may need ours.
Left these wardrobes waiting for you.
Where are we going?
Hmm?
Where are we going?
Oh, I don't know.
You're putting me on.
No, I'm not putting you on. I honestly don't know. It's a brand new feeling, and I love it.
I thought I carried it off rather well. The truth was, and I knew it at the time, that I was hopelessly locked into a way of life, chained to it, and I wasn't about to get out of it, unless...
Print it. Very nice.
Killer plate.
Bobby, get him into
Killer
the
plate.
wardrobe for the next setup.
Everything work out all right back there?
Perfectly, Gil. It was very nice, Paul.
There were no pictures of an iceberg or anything flash on the screen?
It was a good job, Gil, all the way around.
All right, fellas, let's move the mock-up around.
All right, Paulette.
Nate, let's set up for a three-quarter back angle, please.
I don't really remember the country road going back. I had a general sensation of cold, nippy weather, an occasional flash of something rust-colored. Leaves, I imagine. Mostly I remember the girl and how sad she looked.
You know what the problem is, don't you?
It's me.
That's such a feminine point of view. The problem is me. Somehow I was born into a lifestyle that I couldn't change, even if I wanted to change. Like with you. I don't know, it's guilt, fear.
Fear?
Yes, probably. Fear of leaving the things I know. Fear of a new way of life.
But you were so confident. What happened?
You're looking for a specific. That's very, very young. I'm not sure there was any one thing, any one moment, anything that was said. You were charming, lovely, beautiful. You made no demands. It was me in the city of New York. Me in the office in the city of New York.
Cut it. That's a print. Very lovely. Why don't you get in the wardrobe for your next change? Very nice, both of you.
All right.
All right, fellas, let's move the mock-up around for the next scene. Hey, did you talk to Paulette?
Well, I asked her to forget her dreams for the moment and face realities.
It helped a great deal. Having to shoot that retake didn't, though. In fact, it cost us nothing but time.
You know what I think? I think with everybody's honest efforts, we're not going to make it. Bobby, how much longer?
Only about 3 minutes.
Yes. Yes, will you hold a moment, please? This is London, Miss Caldwell. The agent on the book, Peter Dewar.
Thanks, Millie. Hello, Mr. Dewar.
Yeah. Miss Caldwell?
Yes. I know it's 1 o'clock in the morning in London, and if I've awakened you, please forgive me.
Nah, I'm used to it. What can I do for you?
You represent the novel No Time Now. Is that correct?
Oh, yes. We've had it for years.
Well, we'd like to option it.
I'm so sorry, Miss Caldwell. I sold the screen rights just a week ago.
What a shame. Mr. Bracken was interested. If it isn't confidential, would you mind telling me, to whom did you sell the rights?
To me.
I'm afraid it is confidential.
Oh, well, thank you anyway, Mr. Dewar. I guess that's all. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yes. I own the screen rights.
No calls, no interruptions. We've got a lot to talk about.
Sylvia, I'd like you to speak to Mr. Bracken for me. I want to give the screen rights to the studio.
Give them?
Yes.
Well, I've seen you fight for your students before, but to go this far...
I'm not an altruist, not at all. I want to direct the film.
The screen rights for a chance to direct.
That's it. Please, call Mr. Bracken now.
Laura, if he's interested in acquiring the book, sell it. Earn a reasonable profit. And
don't you believe I can direct?
that's beside the point. You know there have been less than a handful of women directors in the entire history of the business.
Oh, for my money, and literally for the money that I put out to buy that book. For my money, I'm one of them already. The only difference is I direct in a classroom instead of on a soundstage. Oh, I've guided actors through every conceivable kind of scene and characterization. And for this movie, No Time Now, I have auditioned as a director with that test scene of Tom and Rachel right out of the book. You saw it?
Yes, of course.
Well, you liked it. You must have. You told me you were going to urge Mr. Bracken to give those two kids serious consideration. Tom and Rachel are young and they're comparatively inexperienced. So who do you think got those performances out of them?
My opinion on the choice of a director doesn't mean a thing.
Oh, really? Didn't your recommendation bring Carl Durand back to the studio? A big-name director who hadn't worked in years. And you gave the word, and then, bang, he was back on the lot shooting. Oh, listen. You sit next to Mr. Bracken in that projection room, and now don't tell me he doesn't turn around to you and say, Sylvia, what do you think? So, to anyone who wants to get anywhere at Century Pictures, it matters a whole lot what Sylvia Corwell thinks.
All right. I don't want to recommend you as a director to Mr. Bracken. I don't want to because, while you and I both know that the person with the talent should direct, male or female, we both also know that the industry is...
prejudiced.
Yes, deeply. Laura, look at it this way. You've put severe qualifications on this deal. Severe enough to kill any interest Mr. Bracken might have. Now, what if he says no to the whole thing? The rights to the book and the directorial assignment? Everything you have in this might be washed down the drain. And another thing. I assume you want Tom and Rachel to play the parts.
Absolutely. But if Mr. Bracken doesn't want them, I'm not going to fight. Well, you see, this time, I'm only concerned about me. Yeah, now, for once, I am thinking of me.
Millie, put in a call for Mr. Bracken, please.
The corn may be green, Sylvia, but I'm not anymore. I'm going to direct, one way or another, and that's a fact. Mr. Bracken may not see it my way. That's a risk, but I'll take it.
Hello? Mr. Bracken? Well, not so good. Kevin cut several scenes, but time's running out. Looks as though we may have penalty payments tomorrow. I'll call you as soon as I know. Now, another point. The English novel, No Time Now, Laura Dean owns the screen rights. She's in the office with me now. I'll put you on the speaker so she can hear you, too. Laura's asked me to put her name to you as director. Now, if she gets the job, we get the screen rights free.
Well, that saves an otherwise miserable day. Who'd have thought our schoolmarm had it in her? Laura?
Yes, Mr. Bracken.
It's out of the question. If you have to go with the book, I'll pass on the deal. You're free to hawk the rights and your megaphone elsewhere. However, I hope you stay on at the school. I don't want to lose the best talent coach in the business. Sylvia?
Yes, Mr. Bracken.
When they wrap tonight, I want to know what we're in for. 1 day's penalty payment, 2, or whatever. Talk to you later.
I'll call you as soon as I know. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well, will you give me your decision?
I disagree so violently with Mr. Bracken's prejudice against women directors that...
That you're resigning?
No.
Good.
All right. All right, I'll sell Mr. Bracken the screen rights. The studio is going to do the film. I want to be around to recommend Tom and Rachel for the parts. Well, if they get the parts, I want to coach them.
Miss Caldwell, you're wanted like now on the set.
Miss Caldwell?
Hello, Tom.
I was on my way to see you.
Could you call Millie and make an appointment for tomorrow? We can talk then, I'm sure.
Oh, Miss Caldwell.
They're waiting for me on the set.
Did you see the film?
Of you and Rachel? Yes, it's excellent. I told Laura.
Laura wants to direct a film based on that novel.
I know. She told me.
Miss Cordwell, she's good. She challenged me like I've never been challenged before. She made me want to use ideas and images that I had been afraid of. She's a fine director. She's one of the finest directors I've ever worked with.
I'm afraid it's not going to happen for her, Tom. Not yet, at least.
Bracken says no?
Bracken says no.
He's making a mistake.
He's made them before.
Do me a favor, and don't tell Laura that I mentioned this to you.
Don't worry. She'll never know you spoke up for her. You're all too much, teacher and students. I wish it were all that way.
Looks very good, Nate.
Right.
Bobby, this is the last shot. Where's Gil?
We need 15 minutes to light this setup. It's 5:57. We've got 3.
Norton, you're not going to make it. I need a 15-minute extension. Can you give it to me?
How about it, Mr. Burns?
A deal is a deal, Miss Caldwell.
If you have to go into penalty payments, Kevin, we'll do it. It's up to you.
Gil, I need that shot. The car can't be empty.
Sorry. My hands are tied.
Bobby, get sound ready for a wild track.
Okay, boys, let's get ready for a wild track.
Got about 30 seconds to look that over. Howard?
Anytime.
Bring the sound boom in over here, please. You ready, Gil?
I don't get it.
You don't have to get it. You're still working for me. I just want those lines on the soundtrack.
Well, why not? Everything else today has been mechanical.
Let's go, Bobby.
All right, boys, quiet now for a wild track. Roll sound.
Roll it, please. Wild line, scene 428. Take one. Speed.
Go. I was going back. Back to the old way of life, the old job. But my heart wasn't in it. It was like I wasn't in that car at all.
Keep rolling. Once more, Gil, huh? For real.
I was going back. Back to the old way of life, the old job. But my heart wasn't in it. It was like I wasn't in that car at all.
Cut it! I'm going to use those wild lines over the empty car. The empty car against the process. Your ordeal is over, Gil. You're in the wrong set and the wrong studio. Say ciao to Dino De Laurentiis for me. And Barbara, what can I tell you? You're going to be a sensation on the Dia Veneto.
Gil, come on, the plane's waiting. Oh.
Good night.
Bobby, set up to run plate 3 again.
That was a brilliant idea, the empty car.
Brilliant? The brilliance of necessity. Thanks a lot for your help today, Sue.
You had the pressure. I suppose you'll want Mr. Bracken to get Gil Ryder for your next picture now.
He's destructive, he's negative. He was impossible to work with. But he has talent. All right, Nate, let's take a look at what this brilliant idea is going to come off as.
Roll it, please.
I was going back. Back to the old way of life, the old job. But my heart wasn't in it. It was like I wasn't in that car at all.
Hello, Noel.
Good evening.
Thank
And your dress looks beautiful, too.
you. Comfortable, extravagant. What else can anyone ask of clothes?
I don't know. I haven't talked with my clothes in years. Ah, beautiful music. Is that new tape deck?
Uh-huh.
I told you it was good.
Yes, and simple to operate, thank goodness.
That's true. You always were a fool about mechanics.
That's what's so nice about having old friends. They're so unshakably honest about one's little failings. Cheers.
Perfect. Just like this evening is going to be. I found a new restaurant.
No, Mr. Bracken. It's after office hours, and I choose not to answer. L'chaim, and good night. A new restaurant where?
In the hills.
Oh, I hope it has a patio.
You want to sit outside?
Oh, yes. So we can look down on Hollywood and keep it in perspective.